everybody, this is Angela Savage, the daughter of IndyCar driver Swede Savage. It's time to watch stories from motorsports. My buddy, Doug Kenny, loves to share the journey of people in racing, and he is an amazing dude. Drivers, owners, fans, and team members, watch the SFM podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny from Stories from Motorsports. I'd like to thank my buddy Josh Mabe for the YouTube work he did years ago that inspired me to create this platform. I'd like to thank my buddy Victor Sifton for convincing me to get back into it after my hiatus from 2017 to 2019. I have a very special treat for you all today with an amazing journey from an amazing racing figure. Drivers, start your engines.
Stay out of the way. Didn't want to be part of their race.
Got it. What was the reason that you didn't make any other starts? Exactly?
Well, my size. It was 100% because of my height. I went to England. I went to England in August of 1984, and with I went to the March factory to see if I could fit in a 1985 IndyCar tub. And well, let me just put it to you this way. I did not spend a night in England on that trip. I literally was at the March factory, couldn't fit in the car. And in those days, that was right when carbon fiber was becoming a big piece of the components that were used to build those tubs. And unlike the aluminum, where you could make aluminum, you could bend it, you could remake it, you could make it bigger to accommodate my size. With carbon fiber, once it was molded up, it is what it is. And I was not getting into an 85 March, just wasn't even close. And modification was not possible. And that, for all intents and purposes, was the end of my IndyCar career. And as my grandfather always said, for every adversity, there's a seed for an equivalent or greater benefit. And lo and behold, later that year, I ended up in talks with Ford Motorsport and ended up becoming a factory Ford driver, driving for Jack Roush in the Trans Am Series for 1985. So, you know, if nothing else, I got a pay raise out of the deal. My open wheel career was over, but you know, it worked out pretty good because that started a long run for me in the sports cars.
That's incredible. What were the sports cars like in Trans Am back then compared to today?
Well, actually, I mean, thankfully, in terms of like the Trans Am series, I know they have these days they have the different categories of Trans Am, the TA2s and 3s and 4s and blah, blah, blah. But the big Trans Am, the real Trans Am cars, let's just call them the real ones, the ones that have all the horsepower. The biggest difference is not much, and that's the beauty of the Trans Am series. It's the one thing that is so special about the Trans Am series is that, of course, there's been evolution, you know, but they really haven't gone down the road of any of the electronic aids. You know, there's no automatic shifting. You know, they've stayed away from the ABS brakes. They've kept the electronics by and large away from the cars, everything, you know, away from the engine management and all the tricks that you can play manipulating the cars these days. So the beautiful thing about the Trans Am series is that it hasn't changed in 40 years. You know, they have a formula that is, you have some really good tires and a lot of horsepower and a good race car with a pretty good aerodynamic package and make them look good. Go race, and it's a beautiful thing, and it's just special, and that's you know, I know that the series from a manufacturer participant level isn't what it was in those days, but that's something. There's ebbs and flows, and that that might come back in time. Right now IMSA is clearly the flavor of the week, but Trans Am, they hang around. Maybe someone will show some interest in getting back there. Obviously, without doing all of the modern stuff, they have themselves cornered a little bit. But in terms of answering your question specifically, the best thing that they've done is not change.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please hit like and subscribe if you did so, and please continue supporting our amazing guest. And everybody, we'll see you next time on SFM.
Hi, this is Ted Warner speaking. While the checkered flag is waved for this program, stay tuned for next week for the next episode of SFM. Thanks to Doug Kenny for what he does for motorsports.